My name's Diamond Dallas Page, WWE Hall of Famer and creator of the DDPY fitness system. For decades, I have always been ahead of the curve when it comes to holding back the hands of time. And at 68 years young, my regiment is not for the faint of heart. My routine challenges even the fittest athletes who are less than half my age. But to me, it's just a typical day. I've invited some of my celebrity friends and some incredible warriors from around the world to experience it for themselves. So the challenge has been laid down. The only question is, do you have what it takes to survive DDP's Gauntlet? Bang! Hey guys, and welcome to DDP's Gauntlet. I am DDP, and I am joined here by my buddy, Judd Lormand. Did I get it right?
You got it, man.
Norman Lormand.
That's right. I was saying that before. Norman Lormand.
We met at AJ's his Swing for the Cause.
Yeah.
And I got the call from Johnny, and I knew AJ was hooked up with Cody Jinks,
Yes.
who I'm also a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
He's one of my top 5 guys.
That's awesome.
You like country music?
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
I'm an old country guy. I mean, I like Cody, a lot of the newer guys.
Right.
But old stuff.
Old stuff. Like when you say old stuff, that go back to Merle?
I go back to Merle and Hank.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's old school. I call middle school like Garth, Alan Jackson.
Right, okay, all right.
So all of that, yeah.
Dude, I am the, first of all, you might recognize Judd, SEAL team, right?
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
you got how many years there?
7th season is up right now.
Seventh.
Paramount Plus. We started.
Were you in all 7 seasons?
Yes,
So
yes.
you're
Since the
recurring-
pilot, yeah.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty cool gig.
Heck of a gig, man.
Yeah.
Super grateful. It's been
Yeah.
it's been a game changer. It's been great.
Were you, are you former military?
No.
Right,
No.
okay.
Got
So-
tons of people in my family who served.
Right, yeah, mine too.
But I never served, and
Right. So where did you get your because anytime you're doing anything to do with acting, which you know this, but a lot of people don't. They just see something like, De Niro out there and go, God, that's so easy, I could do that.
Right.
Like, there's so much work that goes into
stuff you don't see.
Right, it's like anything. It's like it took 8 years for DDP Yoga to become an overnight success.
Overnight,
Yeah,
right. Same thing with it. Yeah, exactly.
Acting, wrestling. It took me 8 years to become an overnight success in wrestling.
Yep.
They don't see the journey. And one of the things that I did, I'm curious if you did. I moved out to LA originally after my wrestling career was done. I wish I'd done it earlier because my Q rating would have been way better.
Yeah.
Rock did it perfectly.
Perfect timing.
But he was the guy to do that.
Yeah.
To really change the face of what people now see as wrestlers, because now you got Cena killing it,
Batista's in
killing
there.
it,
Yep.
and a lot of other guys are out there, pushing it too.
That's right.
But those are the 3. Those are A++ actors, and
Yep.
that wasn't happening before Rock broke that ground.
Rock broke that. Yeah, he sure did. He went from. He was one of those guys that even before when he first took that step, I just kind of had that feeling like, here's a guy that I think could go into anything he wanted to and succeed.
Yeah, but go back to where he was $7. His company comes from
$7 left in his pocket.
Yeah, right. So
what a story.
Yeah, and to see him and to come in as a wrestler and be Rocky Maivia. Jake was booking. Jake the Snake Roberts was booking back then. And
right.
Jake's my mentor. Jake's been without Dusty Rhodes, there is no Diamond Dallas Page. Without Jake Snake Roberts, there's no 3-time world champion. Without both of those guys, there's no Hall of Famer. But they were always there for me to take like a sponge from, and they taught me a lot, and I've worked my ass off to get there. But Jake was booking at the time, and he called me up, and he said, wait till you see this kid, Rocky Maivia. He goes, he's big, he's got the look, but he's such a good-looking son of a bitch. I don't know if I want to fight him or fuck him. And the first time I told Jake that story, not Jake, but told Rock that story, he popped. He went, sounds like something that Jake would say.
Yeah, totally. No, he was, what an inspiration for anyone.
Yeah, 100%. But going into what I was working towards is, as an actor, you trained. Did you, I went to Howard Fine's acting studio in LA, and worked my way from the, I forget what the introduction class was called, but then worked my way up to the masters.
Yeah.
And then went back and took that introductory thing again, because you really have to know the backstory. So where is your character's name on?
Commander Blackburn, Lieutenant Commander Blackburn.
And where do you, how do you become Lieutenant Commander Blackburn? How do you?
Great question. It's a great question. And it's a weird story because when I started SEAL Team, I was living in Louisiana. We had just moved to Atlanta. But we shot the pilot back in New Orleans.
Now let me ask you. Now Louisiana, New Orleans was a very hot time.
Oh, it was booming.
Like Atlanta is now.
Correct.
It was then.
Correct. So New Orleans was the original Hollywood South.
Right. Exactly.
And then around 15, when Atlanta started coming up.
Right.
All of a sudden, in late 15, early 16, I think it was, they messed up their film credit system. Yeah, politics got a hold of it.
Right. They wanted more money or something.
Yeah, and within a few months, because I told my wife when they changed the legislation, I said, this is going to hurt, but I don't know how much. I don't know if I'm going to lose 80% of the Louisiana work or 20%. I don't know.
Right.
We'll see. Within 2 months, I said, babe, we're going to have to move.
Right.
Like
Wow.
this is it. Like I knew, because the number of auditions you would get in.
Right.
It used to be about 6 for New Orleans, 4 for Atlanta. And like within 2 months, it went to 9 in Atlanta before you got 1.
Well, let me ask you this. So did you do the Hollywood thing, or did you come through through the New Orleans
I did it
chapter?
the hard way. Yeah, I came through the New Orleans. I came through the Southeast.
Wow. But
Yeah.
that was also a good thing because they had to hire so many.
They had to hire people.
Right. They had to hire
That's right.
people
They didn't
from
want
New
to fly
Orleans.
in everyone on the cast.
But they had to a certain degree. Didn't a certain amount of guys have to be?
That was one of the things that we always wished Louisiana would do, because Canada did that. Canada
I
had
know
this thing
Canada
where
does
if you
that.
get a tax credit,
Right.
then a certain percentage of every
Have to work.
department, but it wasn't like that with cast in Louisiana.
Wow,
So they
interesting.
weren't required to.
Right.
But I mean, it's just so much more cost effective. If you
Sure.
got guys that are coming in for one day on a show,
Right.
what are you going to do? Fly them in first class from LA, put them up in a hotel, or just get someone in Baton Rouge to drive over.
100%.
So
And is that where you were, Baton Rouge?
I was living in Baton Rouge, yeah.
And the bulk of the business was in New Orleans.
bulk of it was in New Orleans.
So
yeah.
are you raised in Baton
I
Rouge?
was raised in Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Cajun town.
Wrestled there plenty of times.
Yeah. I grew up over there, and then only moved to Baton Rouge whenever I got married. And I thought, well, this is good because it's close
How
to
long have you been married?
2009.
2009,
So
so
15
years, brother.
next month.
Yeah, God bless you,
boom.
man. God bless you. Kids?
Talk about a journey. Yes, 3. I got
Okay.
3 of them, twin boys and a daughter.
Twin boys, no kidding.
Yeah, 16 months apart. So we hit a single and a double. And after
Wow.
that, I retired the bat.
Yes, put that baby away.
Exactly.
So you get this gig. How many? I seen you've done the Hunger Games. You've worked quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is that all through New Orleans? Being in New Orleans?
All through the Southeast. So New Orleans, Carolinas, Georgia. It's hilarious because I don't think a lot of actors or people in the business thought this was even possible, but for about 6 or 7 years prior to SEAL Team, I think I worked like 70-something jobs.
Really?
TV and film.
Wow.
Now, only one was in LA. Nothing in New York. Everything was Georgia, Carolinas, Louisiana, obviously.
You obviously are a great auditioner.
I love auditioning. It's my favorite thing. Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
my
people
favorite
don't
thing.
like it. You
I know. And I tell actors, because I do a lot of coaching too, and I
Yeah.
tell them all the time, I'm like, if you don't like it, you need to, like Ric Flair, you need to learn to love it.
Learn to love it. Learn to love it.
Because that's your job.
Right.
Being on set, that's the paycheck.
Right.
Like, that's not hard.
Right.
How's your hair? How's your makeup? Would you
Yeah.
like a snack?
Right.
Go say the words.
Right.
Not that there's never been a hard day. I don't
Yeah.
mean that. But the pressure is the audition.
Right.
And so if you don't like that, you're in trouble.
So where does your character come from?
So-
that obviously is a big piece of you.
Yes, totally. And what's amazing is so when I booked the pilot, right? I was a local hire, and I told my agent, I said, dude, if this show goes, I think my character might stick around because he's the lieutenant commander of the
Yeah, right.
right? So
And you were kind of like the father figure type of thing.
yeah, the Obi-Wan, kind of the boss, but
And how old were you there? Probably.
bro, so this is where Dallas Page comes into my life. Seriously.
Okay.
So I was a huge wrestling guy. Like back in the, oh my gosh, I was raised on Mid-South, right?
Right. Oh, Bill Cowboy, Bill
yeah.
Watts.
Yeah, yeah.
There were so many great guys.
Bro.
Jake being one of them.
Jake.
Coming up, the Freebirds.
Dude, the class of '84 in Watts' territory.
Yeah, boy, it was hot.
Is like a who's who, like
who's
dead
who?
serious.
Who's who?
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Mid-South Wrestling.
It's amazing.
Dr. Death Steve Williams
Dude,
is there.
just right off the top of my head, '84, Butch Reed,
Right.
Ted DiBiase,
Right. Oh, yeah.
Dog.
It's great to have you back, Junkyard Dog.
It's a pleasure to always be back.
Right.
Midnight Rock and Roll.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You didn't even have to stay
Jake
there.
Barbarian, Terry Taylor, like it just goes on and on.
And Terry Taylor was so over at that time.
Yes.
I mean,
Volkov,
so over.
Darsow.
I mean, all those guys were.
Bro, it was like, it was insane.
To time it all up, we'll be back next week. Boyd Pierce for Jim Ross saying goodbye, everybody, from Mid-South Wrestling.
But
And
I
all
grew up
those
there.
guys, I got to throw in a guy who I really love, and I used to watch this match between Jake and DiBiase. Oh, it was in the Garden.
Yes.
They went about 25. If they took 4 bumps, it was a lot.
Yeah.
They had the people on the edge of their seats. I mean,
Yep.
those two guys, that was my favorite go-to match where I was looking to build more than, bumps.
Yeah.
Different,
Tell a story with a
Yes.
hold and a,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
So I was raised on that. But you were an inspiration, in the late 90s. I tracked you, I saw you at AWA and everything.
Right. So you saw that too. You were a
Of
real
course,
wrestling fan.
of course. I was all over the place. I mean, yeah. But you were an inspiration because you came in at a later age than most.
Yep.
And so I did, when you asked the age, I did the same thing.
Wow.
Like, I didn't decide, okay, I'm going to quit my job and become
And what
an
were you
actor.
doing when you're going to quit?
Okay, well, that's another great story. But so in 2006, I was 34, 35 years old.
Right.
I went out to LA because I thought, I think I'm going to give this acting thing a try. I went out to LA to do a
Are you working full
I
time
was a
at the time?
stockbroker.
Oh.
Okay. So I had money
so
on the
you know how
mind.
to sell.
Yeah. I know how to sell, and you know how
yourself.
to, yes, and you know how to make, look at numbers, right?
Right.
So I said, let me go out there and do a cost of living analysis, because if I moved to LA, because back then Louisiana and Georgia hadn't blown up.
Right.
I said, let me go out there and see what it would
Single?
cost. I was single at the time, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if I can figure out, like, what kind of nest egg do I need so that I don't spend a year in LA and have to come home with my tail between my legs because I went broke, right?
Right.
So I went out there, did a cost of living analysis, and I said, I think I need about 20 grand, not to live on, but just to dip into on occasion. Like if you lose a job because of an audition, or something,
Right.
right? That's
Yep.
the LA world.
Yep.
And I said, where am I gonna get 20 grand?
Now wait a second. You're going to LA. I know how hard it is to go to LA.
Yes.
So, and that's why so many people go and come right back home.
Yes.
Because it's so
Brutal.
fucking. And you would think it wouldn't be that hard.
Right.
There's a million movies. There's a million TV
I can do
shows.
this. Yeah.
But really, there's so much work. Look, there's 500 channels here. There's so much work.
Yeah, but there's 100 times more people that want the position than there are positions, as you know in your business. So many parallels.
And so much nepotism. It's
Yes.
insane.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, well, I need about 20 grand put in the bank. That way I could go out and stay.
Right.
Right? How am I going to do that? I had just quit the investment job.
Right.
Well, I'm broke now. So I took a job working on the offshore oil rigs.
Oh, wow. You became a roughneck.
It
Had
was-
you done that before?
No, in fact, if there was such a category in the yearbook, I would have been voted least likely to ever go work offshore. So I'm dead serious. So I go out there. I took a job that required a college degree. It was the only job on the rig that actually required a degree, a college degree. And it was
To be a roughneck.
no, it wasn't a roughneck. It was a computer job. I worked with the roughnecks. I got made fun of constantly. Yeah, bro. It was brutal. It was brutal.
I love this.
Hey,
Go
computer
ahead.
boy. Hey, computer boy. So I did that to save up money for a couple years. But then by the time I got the money ready to go, it's 2009, and I'm like, well, shoot, I'm about to get married now.
So wait a minute. While you're in LA, your wife.
No,
to be,
I went to LA just for 2 weeks to check it out
2
for
weeks.
price.
And then you came back to
Came
make
back
the
to
money.
Louisiana, said, I got to make this money. So I tell my agent that I had just gotten, I said, take me off of active.
How did you get the agent? Because that's next to impossible.
It's so impossible. I don't know. I think I charmed her. I don't know. I think
was she a low tier? Like
she was a decent agent. Yeah.
Well, wait a second, because there's different. A person can be amazing if they're not with like at that when I was there, APA or William Morris or CAA.
Well, I got one in New Orleans.
Oh, in New Orleans.
Yes, because it was a smaller market at the time. It hadn't blown up.
Okay.
So
and
she
what was your
takes me on.
experience from this? But you had to come in. You had no experience.
No experience.
So you're coming
None.
off. I'm going to be an actor. Have you studied? Have you done anything yet?
Yes. Back in school.
Right.
I did drama.
Oh, so
I was on the drama team and the wrestling team.
Okay.
Once again, I got made fun of by both sides. Both sides made fun of me for the other, right? Dead serious. The drama department's like, you're wrestling. And the wrestling guys are like, you're in drama? All the time. But I did both of those, and I loved it. And but then in college, I said, man, I don't want to leave Lafayette. Lafayette was a party town back then. And I didn't want to leave home.
Right.
And back then, in order to be an actor, you had to go to LA or New York. That was it.
Right.
There was no Southeastern business. So I just kind of put it aside. Then all of a sudden in my 30s, I'm like, well, maybe let me try this.
So wait a second. So you have that background. So
Yeah.
you know you understand what it takes to be an actor. You have no idea what it really takes to be where you're going, but
Correct.
But you have at least enough of the schooling to be able to pull this off.
I can at least, you turn the camera on and I can do this.
And you're comfortable,
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
But I had no idea about the business. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like a baby, you know what I mean?
Right,
Deer in
right.
headlights. But I knew I could do this if you let me. You know, if you turn the camera on, I can do this.
Right.
So yeah, I worked for 3 years on the rigs, saved up a ton of money with the plan of going to LA, but then I was like, wait a minute, I got the money now, but I'm about to get married. She's not gonna want to move to LA.
Right.
And lo and behold, the business had started really picking up in New Orleans.
Wow.
So we got married and I said, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot. My wife thankfully agreed and said, all right, just promise me you're not gonna be on the couch in 5 years playing video games. I was like, no, you don't know me. I'm a hustler, right?
How long have you guys been together at that point?
At that point, maybe a year.
Oh wow.
What's so funny is we hooked up whenever I was working offshore,
Right.
but she had no idea why I was working offshore. I didn't tell her that it was to save money to be an actor. Until we're about to get married, she's like, what are we gonna do? Are you gonna keep working offshore? I'm like, well, we could do that, or
Right.
the reason I was working offshore, honey, is I wanted to be an actor and I wanted to save money to go to LA. She's like, we got to go to LA. I was like, no, the business seems to have come here, so I can give it a shot here.
Wow.
She's like, well, you're not gonna have a job? And I said, but I've got money to fall back on because I saved all this money.
So between me and you and everybody else, what kind of money is that for you to feel comfortable to do that?
Well, I had about 25 grand saved from that.
So you literally could pay your bills.
Yeah, we could at the time.
Yeah, right. at the
Today,
time.
that's gone.
Yeah, gone in a week.
Right.
But back then, I mean, gutsy calls. Plus, you're living obviously minimalistic.
Yes,
You know?
yes. And she had a job.
Right.
And I'm like, look, I'll contribute as well, but I'll instead of coming from a regular job, I'll pull from this.
Right.
So I knew that this was
This is a dream of focus. How old are you?
37.
Wow.
So right, so that's where the DDP thing comes in.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
that was
yeah.
so inspirational to see
yeah.
someone come in and not just come in and be involved, to come in and conquer is what you did.
Right.
At an age that was beyond the starting or the conquering age. let's
Unless
say.
you're coming from like Morgan Freeman, who came from stage.
Correct.
At
Correct.
42 years old.
Correct.
But he's been acting his whole life.
That's
and
right.
It was amazing.
That's right.
Amazing.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. So I literally said in 2009, I got married, and at the beginning of 2010, I told my agent, all right, let's do this. I want to start auditioning and whatever. And I knew that in the back of my mind there was a time frame. Like I had to show some kind of progress. Like
No, 100%.
something to my
your
wife.
25 grand's gonna run out.
It's going to run out, and so is her patience.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
so I
And
knew
understandable.
the clock's ticking.
Right.
And I was in the right place at the right time because
So
the
you get
business
the
kept
agent,
coming.
you go out, do you get something right away?
Pretty quick.
Like, what would
the
you-
first
what's
SAG
pretty
job
quick?
I had was 7 months later. It was July of 2010.
Wow, dude,
So
that's
that was
good.
really, you know, it was
Considering
really,
you're not coming from like I did from wrestling or
right,
fucking, from
right,
an athlete
with a
or
name of
something.
any kind.
Yeah,
like-
right.
Yeah, so I got the agent. I started hustling, getting auditions, and then boom, landed a first SAG gig in July of 2010. And then it took me another 4 or 5 months to get another one, maybe 3 months to get another one. And then it got to the point where this is an actor thing that I'm really proud of. I don't say it a lot, but if you mark the time between SEAL Team and when I got my first job, it's exactly 7 years, or 6 years, exactly 6 years, I think. I ended up averaging 1 booking per month for that entire time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Which
bro.
means like if you have a drought of 3 months no booking, then you've got to make it up. Next month I got to book 2, and the next month 2. Like, so it was consistent. You know, just once it got rolling,
a lot of luck involved.
So much luck, so much right time, right place.
Right. And one thing you have is the same thing that I have, and AJ has, and guys like us have. You can befriend someone, and, and if they're a good person, you're going to click.
Certainly.
You know?
And I think the other thing that we all have is the ambition and the drive.
Yes, that's which is huge. A lot of people don't. You
Yeah,
know, they
it was
think
like-
they do, but they don't.
I had other actor friends at the time. I'll never forget, you mentioned Hunger Games earlier.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget this. I had an audition one time, and it was one line. And this casting director who does stuff in North Carolina, she sends this audition to me. I had to put myself on tape for this one line and set it and send it in. And the next thing you know, okay, call back with the director. And this is before Zooms and stuff, right?
Right.
So call back with the director. We need Judd in Asheville, North Carolina, this Saturday at noon to meet with the director. So this is like Wednesday. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll go. Well, then I find out that I've got another call back Friday in New Orleans.
Oh my God.
So now it's a logistic nightmare. I'm like, okay, how am I gonna?
Right.
So I figured out I will drive over to the callback, hit the one in New Orleans, then go to the New Orleans airport, jump on a plane, fly to Atlanta, rent a car, drive up to Asheville, spend the night, hit the audition, and then go backwards and do it again. That was the best way to do it.
And what people have to understand here, and most people have no fucking idea, is that you could get all the way to director and still not get it.
Yes, and get
still
no. So I remember at the Friday callback in New Orleans, you know, I run into the buddies that were all in the same circle. You know, we talk shop, right? What are you doing? What are you doing? So, I'm doing this, and I have to be in North Carolina tomorrow for a callback. And a good buddy of mine, looked up to him because he was ahead of me.
Right.
He says, "Was it big role, North Carolina?" It's like just a line or two, you know. Okay, you know what the movie is? Where it's like Untitled something because it didn't even have a name.
Wow.
And he goes, "Are you crazy? You're gonna fly to Atlanta, drive? You're nuts.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose money."
But that's called, you know, unbridled passion.
Yes. Turns out I get the job, and it's Hunger Games.
Wow.
And
that's why there's no title, because they don't want people to know.
they didn't
the
want
name.
people to know. Worked like a week on it,
Right.
which means you get more residuals from it. So it was one of the most profitable things I ever did. But my other actor friends were like, "You're crazy for doing that."
Right. But
And
they
that's what I
don't
mean.
get it. But they don't get it.
Correct.
They don't get it.
Correct.
You know?
And it's that drive, and it's like if I'm not there, someone else will be.
Yeah, right.
So-
100%. And then you don't get it. So
Yeah.
obviously you got the gig.
Yeah.
Did it turn into more than one line?
No, it turned into well. First of all, I don't worry about lines. I worry about how many days work.
No, that's
right.
That's so pivotal.
It
yeah.
is. It
so
is.
So
it turned into
it's like
no
shit.
lines because the one line I had, the scene was cut completely.
Right.
But the director wanted me and the other 2 guys he had hired for that position to work this big scene in the movie.
Right.
Because he didn't want extras to do it. He wanted actors so he could direct them.
Right. Right.
And so we end up. You see me in a blink of an eye in that movie.
Right.
But
How many days work?
I worked a week and 2 days.
That's tremendous.
Which is when you're below when you're not the A-lister,
Right.
your scale, right?
So that's all right.
Your piece of the pie is determined by how many days you worked.
Right.
So over the next few months, this is back when DVDs were big.
Right.
DVDs go through the roof. This is the first global blockbuster I worked.
Right.
So like in a quarter, we made like 60 grand. I'm like, what? This is off of this one line, which turned to no lines, that my friends told me I was crazy for doing. And, you know, but you have to have, like, if it's not me, if I'm not there, someone else will. They're going to give it to someone else.
But that is, you're lucky you didn't have kids then.
You darn right.
But let me tell you a story about a guy, and everybody knows him now, but I knew him when he was nobody, and he was doing not a Gladiator, but it was called Battle Dome. You remember Battle Dome?
Yeah.
Offense. Boom! Into the glass.
and Terry Crews,
Oh.
where they would go against like regular people, like Gladiator.
Yeah.
Crews, such a good-looking, shaved
it's
head,
great.
jacked up. He's got a white suit on, no shirt, and he comes walking out, and he can dance. He can do it all.
He's the man.
And he's got 4 other brothers with him that are all. They're quintuplets.
They look the same.
Jacked,
dance.
They're smaller, but they come out with blue suits with no shirt on. With their fucking, I mean, it was the Terry Crews could have been so money in professional wrestling.
I see we got the Battle Dome boys in the house.
You want some? Go get some!
Here we go!
They're coming! No!
They are coming! Security's there to try to hold it back!
T-Money is after Rick Steiner!
Oh, yes.
But
yes.
he was a football player, did that for 7 years, and what had happened, he had told me that he did this finally got a break after getting this little movie, and then he got the thing with Arnold. It was called The Sixth Day, and it was the first movie that Arnold didn't explode because he's running after Arnold all the time,
right.
but he doesn't really say a lot. But he's like you said, days. He's through the whole damn movie.
Yep, he got the days.
It could have been huge if Arnie just could have kept hold on to it.
Yes,
but it didn't. It bombed. But out of that, he ended up being asked. I can't remember who it was, but I think it was the director. I can't say his name, Fuqua or whatever his name was, who did Training Day.
Antoine,
yes. So he did Training Day. All he did was be in that last scene where everybody in the hood's there.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got this black tank top on. And when
that.
Terry looked at you, and you got that face like,
okay.
I don't want to fuck with that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm good.
But that is what turned into, next thing that turned into Fridays, that turned into...
You just never know.
Yeah,
you never know. So to answer your original question, I booked the pilot of SEAL Team.
Right.
And it was like a little guest star in the pilot.
Right.
But I told my agent, if this gets picked up, so we found out it's shooting in LA. And I called my agent, I said, dude, call the production office and let them know that if they want to use me again, I'll work as a local in LA. I'll stay with someone.
Right.
He said, you sure? I said, yeah. Because I had a feeling that they didn't need Judd, but they needed a lieutenant commander for the team.
Right.
So
I'm sure you killed the friggin' audition.
Yeah, so I'd already shot the pilot at this point. So, and you know how sometimes you watch a pilot, they'll switch people?
Yeah, they bump people all the time.
Okay, so I was afraid of that. I was like, well, so, because they're gonna go, oh yeah, the guy Judd was good as lieutenant commander, but we need someone else because he was New Orleans, right?
100%.
So I called, I said, let him know. Well, he calls and the casting people were like, oh, his name just came up in a meeting this morning. Let me call you back. Calls back and says, okay, he's booked. So I was booked for one episode.
Right.
102. So I fly out to LA with a little travel bag, told my wife I'll be back in 8 days. And during 102, they booked me for 103. During 103, they booked me for 104.
Dude,
this goes for 22 episodes.
Yeah, that's tremendous.
Never knowing if you're going to be on the next one or not, right? And at that point, character-wise, they didn't know what to do with me. The writers didn't know what to do with Blackburn. They just knew he had to be there.
Right.
So I started like really talking to the SEALs that were on set.
Right.
Tell me about your lieutenant commander. Tell me who he is. What does he do for you?
Smart.
Because I'm thinking, they're not giving me anything, which I totally understand. You know what I mean? Like they didn't know what to do with lieutenant. They were focusing on their main players.
Right. The people.
But I wanted to at least be true to what the lieutenant commander vibe is.
Right.
And then I quickly realized that it's kind of like asking 10 people, hey, how's your boss? You're going to get 8 to 10 different answers.
Right.
Like with these SEALs, I was getting all these things all over the place, and it wasn't until season 2 that I finally got to talk to a lieutenant commander and really understand the perspective, the bird's eye view they have to have, the big picture. And what was so cool was like I had very little dialogue first season. I mean, I had good dialogue, but not a lot of conversational stuff. And in conversations in the room where there's 6 of us, Blackburn might say 2 sentences in 3 pages.
Right.
But I used that, I said, okay, thinking about what my buddy had told me about Lieutenant Commander, he's the thinker. He's not the guy who's quick to spit out. He's the thinker.
That's smart.
And so I kind of incorporated that in and just ended up turning into 7 years. And it's just unbelievable. I'm so grateful. Yeah.
It's a great run, and it's a great thing on your resume.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. And worked with some amazing people. Did something that I think was doing something good for the country. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I get it, yeah.
Anytime you can get in acting, in any entertainment business, like, anytime you can get a gig, that's great. If you can get an ongoing gig, that's icing on the cake.
Right.
If it's good and you think it's really good stuff, that's even better.
Right.
But this, I feel like the show was really good and also doing something good for the country. It was showing America and the world what these guys go through.
Sure.
These men and women that do this,
Yeah. Phew.
what are
They're
they going
just
through?
getting to get to be one of them.
Correct. Correct. So it's. I don't know that I'll ever get something that near and dear to my heart again. I hope I do.
Right.
But just what an amazing experience.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you can't slip. You can't be lazy when you're surrounded by SEALs on set.
No, 100%.
Come on, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you feel really. You'll feel bad about yourself really quick. Complaining about stuff, you know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
there's no complaining.
and then these
when you're
guys are
that
like,
group.
oh yeah, okay, I got
Suck
it
it up.
just fine. I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, here's a question I like to ask.
All right.
And it's a two-part question. And you got to answer the second part first. So, if you could, what would you tell your younger self, and how old would you be?
When I tell them.
Yeah, like how old in time? For me, I did a thing called A Letter to My Younger Self. And it was originally Derek Jeter was the one who did it. And this woman and him turned it into the Players Tribune and this huge online thing that they have for all athletes, all different athletes. And when I went in the Hall of Fame in 2017, they contacted me about writing one. So I started to write it, and I knew I had to keep. I've got certain stories I know will kill,
Right.
but I left out, like, say it goes 1 to 10, I would give it 1 to 4, because it was still a great story, but 1 to 10 is insane. But it's so long, and what ended up happening is they wanted more, and they wanted more. I go, but it's getting really long right now. No, we want more of that story. Tell us more, bro. It was like 17,000 words, and it was like a small book.
Yeah.
And I ended up. It's coming out this year, the 10 years of the Players Tribune, and it's the most important stories. Not most important,
or the
stories that grabbed you.
Yeah,
And they took a piece of mine,
yours.
of going in, which was super
Awesome.
compliment. So, I was 12 years old. I was talking to myself after I got hit by the car when I was 12, and I couldn't play football anymore, which crushed me.
Yeah.
Literally crushed me. And, now knowing what happened.
Yeah, now in hindsight.
I can tell you things.
Yeah.
So that's what really makes it interesting. Now, on another level, I tell my buddy, his name is Ted. Ted Evans started working with me when he's 68. Ted, you are the toughest son of I know. We just shot a piece with him at 90.
Wow.
And when I said to him, what would you tell yourself? And what age? The age was 40.
Okay.
So
it's
it doesn't
different.
have- it depends who's telling the story.
Yeah.
Like, if you really could think about it, at the top of your head, like, but next time I do this, I'm just going to tell someone, think about it, because I'm not giving you. I literally am thinking to myself, I was supposed to open with that, but we got in such a great conversation.
No, it's good conversation. Yeah.
No, we got in such a great conversation. I don't want to screw with it. That's
Right,
why I wrote
right.
it down while
Yeah,
you were talking to me.
good.
So, how old would you be? How old do you think you'd be?
I think I would go talk to 18-year-old Judd.
18-year-old Judd.
Yeah.
And what would you tell him, knowing where you are now?
I would tell him, concentrate on what you love to do. And even if you can't do that, you work as hard as you can and you be kind to people.
Kindness pays off big time.
That's
bro.
it. Those two things, no matter what you're doing. I mean, always go for what you love.
Right.
But even if you can't, even if you're driving trucks, it doesn't matter. You work hard, you be the best at it. Try to be the best at it. And be kind to people. And I don't think I ever had a problem with being kind to people, but
Right.
I never realized the importance of it. And I grew up in the South, and it's like everyone's friendly.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. No, sir.
Or they're fuck you friendly.
Oh, yeah, it might be that. There's some of that.
God bless you. Well, not God bless you. What is it? What did it say?
Bless your heart.
Oh, bless your heart.
Bless your heart. Yeah.
Did you say fuck you to me?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, bless your heart. Yeah. So, but I grew up in that world, and so I never really realized that being kind to people, in some worlds, it's not common. It's rare.
No, yeah, I get it.
Be honest, be kind to people, and work your hardest. And that's what I would have told myself because, and I would have said, trust those two things. Trust them. Because if you keep doing that, you'll be okay.
So who's your biggest influence growing up?
Man, my dad probably.
Really?
Yeah.
You had that great relationship with your dad.
Great
'Cause you don't see
relationship.
it one way or the other.
Well, I think honestly, yeah, you're right. You're right, totally. No, we had a great relationship, but I of course, I think a lot of people could say this, but I didn't realize how big of an influence he was until later.
Interesting.
Like,
yeah.
during high school, it's like, oh, Dad.
Right.
He's like, yeah, get up, mow that yard. No, you do it, and you do it well, and you be proud of what you're doing, and
Yeah, right.
eye rolls and everything else. Throughout college, which took me forever to get through college, because like I say, Lafayette was a party town.
Right.
So it took me forever to do that.
Right.
But then after college, when I started working, before I had kids, now I have kids, like the last 20 years, I'm like, Dad was right. Dad was right. Dad was right. And so now I look at it and go, man, if I could end up, half as proud of myself as I am proud of my dad,
Right.
yeah, I'll be all right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk. This is DDP's Gauntlet. I ran into you, and Robert had called me already and told me, told me about you.
Yeah, shout out to Robert.
Yep, shout out to Robert. Robert is my first guy to work with me. Back when, wasn't paying him anything. He was just wanted to be involved with what Diamond Dallas Page was doing. And I wasn't, I didn't have DDP Yoga, or back then what called Yoga for Regular Guys.
Yep.
And
YRG.
YRG, yeah. And he hopped on board with me, and we just started doing some things. And I remember one day he said to me, hey, I figured out a way that you can play pieces of the video on your website so people can actually see what this is.
Yeah.
And I went, God, what's that going to cost? He goes, nothing. I go, nothing? He goes, yeah, it's this thing called YouTube.
Yeah, it's this thing called YouTube.
So
Wow.
Robert and I go way back, and of course when I got with AJ Styles, Swing for the Cause, and it was a softball game set together with a bunch of different teams.
Yeah.
And there was some really good players there, and there was some okay players having fun, but that one girl, I don't remember her name.
Alex Hugo.
Man, she knocked the shit out of that ball.
So yeah, you walked in, you get on the field, we're chatting or whatever, right after we'd met in the bus.
Yeah.
And I hear her name and I went, Dallas, watch this. Yeah. And right when you turned your attention, whang,
bam, out of the arena, man.
Over the fence, man. She was unbelievable.
Oh God. It was fun, man. Getting meeting a lot of different people, and just I call it Mickey Mouse with tattoos.
Yes, yes, totally.
So how long have you known AJ? AJ's
since like 2000.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Where'd you guys run into each other?
Okay, so I don't let a lot of people know this part, but
Well,
there was a time. Yep, now everyone, yeah. But there was a time between like 99 and 2003. No, it was 2000 to 2003. Right after WCW had folded.
Yeah.
I started running shows in
really?
Lafayette.
No kidding.
And AJ had spotted him when he was really young.
Oh God, but he was phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
One of my favorite moments that I came out of nowhere, I was doing a book signing somewhere and they were filming it, and it was a long ass line, and I see this kid pushing people out of the way, to get over it because he wants to be first or whatever, and I realized, oh my God, that's AJ.
It was AJ?
It was AJ.
Always so positive, such a reinforcement to be around this man, uplifting experience to be around Diamond Dallas Page.
And it was a setup. He was one of the boys, but they were, I had no idea. I might have, but it was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
But he goes, oh yeah, man, I would do whatever it took to get out there.
Yeah. So I used to bring him in for the shows.
Oh, okay.
When he first started, him and some of the other younger guys.
Right.
And then some guys who had the name value or whatever.
Right.
Brought Dusty in.
Right. Oh,
Used
no
kidding.
kidding.
Dusty, yeah. But I did that for a few years, and then we just stayed in touch
Right.
for years and years. And we might go 5 years without talking, or we might go 6 months without, but we've just always been
Now,
bros.
what year did you start acting? What was it?
2010.
2010. So you're friends with him by this point.
I was friends with AJ 10 years prior.
That's what I mean.
So he was like, bro, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
He knew me
That's
from
a-
wrestling. He didn't know I did any acting at all.
Right.
And he said, what are you, man, that's awesome, And and then when I would come up from Louisiana, sometimes I'd come up to Georgia, and if I had to shoot anything in north of Atlanta, sometimes I'd drop by and see him and Wendy,
Right.
his wife, who's awesome. And just stayed in touch, like, he's just one of those good guys.
He's
Just
one of the real cats in this
genuine.
bit. Like what you see is what you get.
Yes.
Not the guy on TV. You meet him outside of that.
Yeah.
I was doing some stretching because my knees were killing me at the airport for maybe a few years ago, and he slid in and freaking put the sleeper on me as I was sitting down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? He said something like, this is a good way to get caught with a diamond cutter. Something like that.
AJ's great.
That
He
is a
is.
good
And
man.
you know what's crazy is I remember in 2016, I think I drove up and visited him up there, and I was like, you got to get the DDP app. Because I had started it a couple years ago.
You said that. You said
Yeah.
you started doing that.
Yeah, man. I ordered the DVDs right when it went from YRG to DDP Yoga.
Now wait, so what were you? Were you hurt? Were you injured? Like
No, but I was looking for, like, I guess I wanted to incorporate something into my workout that didn't focus on bulk, didn't focus on adding.
Right.
Because right now I probably have more bulk on me than I have in 15 years because of the SEAL team show.
Right, sure.
It was fine for that. But for the most part, you got to be pretty lean. All
stealth,
the boys
yeah.
who go into the business, they go into Hollywood or whatever, what do? They lean up.
Yeah. Not The Rock.
No. He did it first.
And then,
But then he was smart. His agent said, no,
go
just
be The Rock.
Yes,
Just
be
The
you.
Rock. Be Dwayne. Be DJ.
But there's only one of him, so
There's only
I'm not
one
that.
of him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
So I was trying to lean up and just trying to be more flexible and just
So
overall
you originally
health.
got the DVDs in the beginning.
Oh yes, yeah.
I can't
I've
wait
still
to
got
wear-
I've still got the little packet of them. Yeah, at my house right now.
But at some point you get the app as well.
Yep. Then when the app was available, I jumped on the app and. Basically, I would use it so much when I would travel.
Sure,
So like if you go
sure.
shoot something in Atlanta
Yep.
and you're stuck in the hotel for 3 days, I might go down to the fitness center in the hotel if it's halfway decent and get a couple of weights,
Right.
things in. But I would make sure that I set up in the room. I just bring a mat with me, set up in the room, put that little phone up there and pull up Strength Builder.
Right.
Or whichever one I'm going to do that day.
Right.
Strength,
you
Strength
know the
Builder was
shit.
my favorite, though.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, that
I
was
did
one of
that
my
one.
favorites.
It was so funny when I was training Jericho years ago. And I only trained with him one day. He got the thing because he broke his back or rupture. I think herniated his L4, and he couldn't sing. He couldn't do anything.
Right.
And I just called him up and. He said, "Man, I was going to call you." I said, "You're so full of shit." He goes, "No, I swear to God."
No, it was.
Fans were, really telling me you should do DDP's,
Yeah.
or you should do Trish Stratus. He goes, "If I do anybody's, it's going to be yours." So I said, and by the way, Trish is such a stud. I saw her maybe a month ago at a signing somewhere. I had to walk over to her and I go, "I'm just letting you know, I'm so blown away by everything you're doing." I
She's
saw you
amazing.
doing a one-arm handstand
Right.
with your other arm like this. I mean, she's 49.
Yep.
I think she looks the best she's ever looked.
She's never looked better.
Yeah, she's gorgeous, but she's a really good person too.
Yeah.
And I said, I really love what you're doing. And she was like, "Oh my God," she put her arms around me when your peers say
Yes,
it.
yes.
I'm just a big fan of hers. And she's
She's
a sweetheart.
awesome. Yeah.
But he said, "I want to do yours." I said, "Listen, don't even talk anymore. I don't want to try to talk you into this. I'm going to send you a video." And it was a disabled veteran, Arthur Lormand.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes later, he called me back. He goes, "I will do whatever you tell me to do."
All right,
I
let's
said,
do
"Okay,
it.
here
Let's
we go.
go."
Here you go. And 5 weeks later, he was 85% pain free, and
Yeah.
he was in LA. And as we're walking to the park, is where I used to train everybody and do free workouts in the park.
Yep.
Sometimes I have 10 people, sometimes I have like 80 people out there.
Yeah.
Because it was for free.
Yes.
And he goes, "So what? Someday you do strength builder, and someday you do diamond cutter." He goes, "How do you do it?" I go, "Bro, I have no idea what's on those workouts anymore. I just know certain ones by the name. They were great workouts."
Yeah.
I'm going to look at you and I'm going to take you to wherever you're at.
Yeah.
And where you're at. And then I'm not going to beat you up.
Right.
I want to help heal you.
Yes.
And make you want to do it because you feel good. Like, I can't tell you, Judd, how many times I say to myself, like, God, this shit really works.
It's so good. It really is. So, and I've gone back to it so many times because for years I would do it on the road.
Right.
And sometimes at home.
Right.
But what I would normally do is like home, I'm going to go to the gym.
Right.
Hit a little bit of weights. I typically do light weights, a lot of reps.
Right. Well,
But
you're
then-
going to love PowerCuffs.
Yeah, right. I know that's the one thing that appealed to me when you were talking about. I was like, okay, cool, lightweights. I'm good
But
at
it's
that.
a kick-ass. You're going to see it's different.
Yeah, it's going to be a different lightweight though.
Yeah, it's going to be a different lightweight.
So, but then in the last few years, man, I've had lots of injuries.
Sure.
And every time I'll have to have a surgery, I had back spinal fusion.
You did?
Yeah, it sucked.
Wow. How long ago
Sucked.
was that?
2022.
Wow.
A couple years ago.
So just
I'm still kind of recovering from it, but I feel way better. I'm
Yeah.
one of the people who it actually helped a lot.
Wow. And there's a few. I look at Shawn Michaels. Like, Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels, I mean, went back and still almost wrestled at the same level. I would say he did. Unbelievable. You couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he was one of the few back, surgeries I thought, okay, you got lucky, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Hulk's had 10.
10 of them.
10. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's. I was to the point where I was, we were shooting SEAL Team, and they'd say action, and I'd stand up straight, and when they would say cut, I'm embarrassed to say it, but I had a cane, and I would have to grab that cane and collapse as soon as they said cut, and then suck it up, action, and pretend that you're.
No, but every guy does it who goes, I saw Terry Funk, was the first I ever saw do it. Walking in the back room, looked like he was 100 years old. Boom, they play his music.
Boom, stand up straight, let's go.
Like, let's rock. So it's that red light fever.
It is. Adrenaline kicks in,
Yep.
boom, but it's exhausting.
No,
and
it's
probably
exhausting.
not doing your back any, or the injury any favors.
No, no, you're
so
not.
there,
You're
I got
not.
to the point
And-
where I told the doctor, surgery, let's do it.
But I would bet you weren't consistently doing DDP yoga over
Nope.
that period. You
At that period I wasn't.
If you were,
You're right.
there's a really good chance, because
Yep.
I didn't have to have a surgery, and I still went back 3 months later and still wrestled at a fever pitch for a few
Yep.
years.
Yep.
So I know.
I know.
What I'm talking about. So let's go over to, since you have this great relationship with AJ, and without me telling him, he had figured out the cold plunge, which was, he's the guy. He's one of the guys who understands preventative maintenance.
Yes.
Like when anybody that Jericho, like any of the boys get hurt, he'd call me up and go, hey. And in AJ's case, it was AJ's finally coming in New York. They're going to give him a hell of a push, but his back is killing him. You need to call him. And so I did. I said, AJ, you're 30 minutes from here. Come over today. Yeah. And he did.
He did?
You'll see it. You did. Congratulations on all your success, man.
Thank you, man.
Rocking it.
It's taken its toll on me, but
yeah.
hopefully I'll get some yoga going on.
Yeah, he gets it. He's pretty good with it, bro.
He came over. He worked out with me. I gave him everything he needed, and he's been doing. And what my goal is for the boys, that they learn how to do it so much that they can make it their own and start to do their own version.
Do what you need to do. Yes.
Do your own version of it. But when you just take it into stretching, you fuck yourself, because then stretching is stretching. We're stretching and strengthening muscles, ligaments, and tendons, and that's the difference.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, but AJ also, I heard, had the plunge, and Darby Allin came here, did a plunge with me. Friggin' Brody King.
Yep.
They both went and got plunges immediately, because it's another way to hold back the hands of time, preventative maintenance. So, have you done plunging?
No, sir. I've done the cryo chamber.
That's
but
different.
We were talking about that earlier before you got here. That I feel like is it's immediately cold in your bones, but it's not cold in your skin.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually have one.
So I felt it was a different cold.
Yeah, it's weird. It's different. The thing that turned me off about it, to have it because I had the machine, but it was a blow up one, and I would have been fine with that because I just would have left it blown up.
Right.
But when you get what is it, nitrous oxide? Is that what it is that goes in?
I think it is.
I think it's nitrous. It leaks no matter whether you use it or not. So 2 to 3 weeks later, even if you don't use it, it ain't gonna be there.
Really?
So you had to keep
dosing
repetitively
it up.
pulling
Yeah,
that
yeah.
in, and it was a pain in the ass. When I started plunging, it was a pain in the ass bringing the ice in.
Yeah.
But at some point, I was like, okay, I need to get something better.
Get
than
a
this.
better, yeah.
And that's how I ended up with the plunge.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do it for a while now.
I've been doing
And
it for
I'm
close
looking
to 2 years now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it in a way.
Well, I'll tell you, you're going to be so lucky because we're coming off the hurricane that just went through Panama City,
Yep.
where I've got DDP's retreat,
Yeah.
not DDP's, Paige's retreat.
Paige's.
But right on the beach, bro, I'm going to show you how close this was. And Nathan, we'll put this up there, this
Yeah.
shot, just to give you an idea. The stream, now that's the red thing.
Yep, there's the
That's
path.
it. I'm the blue dot right there next
man.
to it.
Yeah, you got lucky.
I was like 30, maybe 30 miles away.
Yeah.
And that just missed.
Just missed it.
And dude, I built this place like a bunker. Like literally, and you'll come in for that too. You and your wife
Yeah, let's do
come
it.
in and check it out. But the whole downstairs is all concrete. And the only reason I could do that because I'm 15 feet, I think 16 feet above sea level. And you have to be like over 12.
Because you got to go down
Dude,
into the ground to
my
build
fucking,
that.
My freaking pilings, when I got there for the concrete, just the bottom level, there was the pilings were this high, 4 feet out of the ground, 41 feet in the ground.
In the ground.
So
yeah.
they're
Built to last.
Yeah, it's built.
That's
It's built
good.
to hold up.
That's good for that location, man.
Yeah, because you got to be. You know?
Yeah, right.
You know, it's literally the 3 of the rooms are right on the Gulf. Their own balconies, private balconies, or they've got.
That's awesome.
You know, everything's king size beds. They all got electric fireplaces. They got heated floors in the bathroom. Heated towel rack. Heated bidet. It's like,
There we go.
Got it all going.
Yeah.
So, are you familiar with hypoxia training at all?
Very little. I think I heard about it once before you mentioned it the other day.
Right.
That's the oxygen level.
Right.
Yes,
right.
yes. Up and down, is it?
Taking you to, it will be up or down. In the beginning, you'll start out, I'll probably start you about 14, 16,000 feet, because that's where I pretty much start everybody.
Okay.
I won't start you at 22, where I'm at, because that's like a different world. There's only one person I took it up, all the way to 22,000 feet, was Darby Allen.
Right.
And Darby's a different cat, man.
Yeah.
And he literally was training for to climb Mount Everest. He was about a month away, and he broke his foot.
Right.
Doing
right.
something
I heard,
that
yeah.
was something not falling
something
30
basic.
feet. Don't
It
break
wasn't
it.
one of his
Right.
deals. It was like something simple.
Yeah, something simple. That's how. Yeah, I threw an elbow one guy one time, Shanghai Pierce, and he was 6'6" and 300 pounds, and he came off that rope so fast. And when he came off here. I was too close, and I tore my rotator cuff. I thought someone shot me in the rotator in my shoulder. It was brutal, but it was something that simple.
Right,
I've done 100
right.
times. So,
So we go from plunge to
hypoxia. Yes. And what we'll do there is we'll start you off. The whole thing is to take, like what we're breathing right now is 20% oxygen.
Right.
Okay. The idea is to take you down to maybe 14% oxygen. I go to 6.
Okay.
So maybe 14, 12%. If you feel good at that, I can take it a little bit lower. And you're just going to go there. Your body's going to want the oxygen so bad. I'm also going to put this thing on your finger that will talk about your blood. Remember when everybody had COVID?
Yeah.
First thing I did is put this on you. What's your blood oxygen level?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And if it was under 92, they were panicking.
Right,
If it was in the 80s, you were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I've been as low as in my 70s. And what's happening here is the oxygen, your body wants it so bad. When we finally flip that switch in the middle of a sprint, and now you're going to get 50 to 60% oxygen, well, then it's like friggin' room. You're freaking, you can feel the rush of it all, and then we're gonna flip back to the oxygen, limited oxygen, and we're gonna go flip it. We're gonna do sprints. I want to do 5 sprints here. Normally I do 10.
Yeah.
And then we'll just end with oxygen, and this is 50, 60%, which is 3 times what we're breathing right now almost. you're going to push all the air out. Have you ever pushed all the air out of your diaphragm? And
You know,
push it all
I
out?
think I've tried in yoga, but I can't say that I've achieved it. I don't know.
Well, it's usually,
that-
well, you'll know because there's no more air.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you hold that down, you raise your hand, and now we're going to count 1, 2, because you got a timer there for you. And we'll see how long can you hold it out.
Hold it out. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And the record right now is 60.
Holy crap.
And I did it once.
Wow.
I've done a couple of 50s, a number of 40s. 30 is really good. I always try to get to 30. But for someone like in the beginning, if you can get 20, like that's the goal, but it's not going to happen right away.
Yeah.
Because your body has to accumulate.
Get used to it.
And we do it for like 5 minutes there. Then you're just breathing regular oxygen. We get off. And then we go into the mat because I want to warm up with DDP Yoga.
Yeah.
And then we'll get on PowerCuffs.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that's the same thing I put on you.
Yes. And I tried them out. They felt great.
Right.
But I could imagine the burn. You know what I mean? Like I could feel it because I only did it for a second.
Right, with no weight.
No weight, just kind of do it. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I can imagine what you're talking about. Here's my question that I wanted to know. What is the significance of the order?
The order of the events that I did?
Yeah.
Well, for starters, I used to always do icing at the end. Because
Right,
I
that's
would
what I've
ice
heard in the
myself on the way
past.
out of the building. You know, I left the building at the end, the big like water bottle cooler ice bags. I put them on, wrap them up with ace bandages so I could walk around. I put one under each shoulder under my t-shirt, and I put one on my back. I left with 5 ice packs leaving. Wow. So for me, I'm thinking we got to do it at the end.
Right.
And my business partner, Steve, he was like, no, I've read articles about this. You got to do it at the beginning.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, I got to do it at the end, man. He's like, no, you really. And so he's sending me articles, send me an article.
Yeah.
The reason why is because what we're going to do in there with the weights is going to build, and the ice is going to nullify it to a certain degree.
Take it away.
Give you probably half the benefit that you could get.
Right. So you want to end with that one.
You want to start with that one.
No. I mean, end with the restriction.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Got it.
So the reason why I did go from the from the cold plunge
to the oxygen,
because your body wants to get warm, and nothing's going to make you warmer than being on a bike or. I walk backwards. I walk backwards on a treadmill.
Yeah.
And I'll have you try that just to see what that's like.
Yep, gotcha.
Because that's a trip. Because it's not a regular treadmill. This is geared towards, like sled work and stuff, and pushing backwards. It's and the reason I go backwards is because it really helps your knees.
Got it,
every single day. So I'll go from that to the hypoxia, warm up on the mat, warm my knees up, warm my body up. Boom, let's hit that. And we're gonna do 30 seconds in between reps of series of, like we'll start with chest and then we'll go to biceps. So we'll do 30 chest and then we'll get down and do 30 biceps.
Nice.
And we'll do that series back and forth 4 times. Then we'll just change the exercise.
Yes.
It'll still be chest, but incline.
All right.
It'll still be bis and off to the races. And then we will end on the mat, DDP Yoga. And then I'm going to take you out, which I've never done this before.
All right.
I'm going to take you out to the where the yoga swing is.
Okay.
And have you done like a teeter board before, where you hang up sides, put your feet in the thing, and they hook your feet?
No, I want to.
No, you want to do this because that hurts your ankles and your knees.
Okay.
This hooks you at your hips, and you'll see you flip upside down like Spider-Man.
Okay.
So
Well, I have a feeling I'll sleep well tonight. just listening to the amount of things we're gonna do.
Well, we're gonna go back and do this shit, and we'll end up here at the end.
All right.
I'll probably put you on the shake plate while I'm talking to you.
That sounds good to me.
All right. So this is the cold plunge. You were so lucky, bro. This is like 53. It was 55 a minute ago, so it got a little cooler. But this is this would be a bath for me.
Okay.
So your goal is minimal of 3 minutes.
All right.
That's your goal. I didn't say you had to do it, but I'll click it off to you as we go. The biggest thing I'll tell you is your breath. And it's always your breath, but what will really be, just tell me a story. We'll go into something.
Okay.
I'll figure out something.
Yeah.
All right, so just, we don't start timing it till you get up to here. which has got to hit your
Oh,
neck.
gosh.
Just come
Okay.
right
So it
on
doesn't count until we get there.
Yeah, don't even count.
That's brutal. That's messed up. All right. Just
Come on,
jump on
baby.
in there, right?
Just go in. Oh, it's like a bath. There you go.
Phase 1 of DDP's Gauntlet, the cold plunge. The key benefits include activating brown fat metabolism, enhancing mental resilience, strengthened immune system, and a dramatically boosted mood. Begin.
Beautiful. Still right up to your neck. All right, you're good. Bring your elbows in. Bring your elbows in.
How do you hold on? I can't talk.
Now look at me and just tell me a story. Tell me
right.
a story. Get a little bit lower. Get
So-
down your neck. Keep going. There you go.
If I go, woo, it's so hard to talk. I feel like I'm like his son Telia. Okay. Oh wait, my feet. Okay, got it. All right.
Now you see how passive this is right now?
Yeah.
Like now you're holding on to it. You're owning it. You cut and your body will get Right now you're at 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can out anytime you want now.
Hit the goal.
Where you want to go. So
It's actually good. Yeah, it's good.
Tell me.
Man, I literally have fun on all of them.
Right, that's good.
But I'll tell you the best experience overall was probably I played a cop in the opening scene of the second Jack Reacher film.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, the guy, me and my sheriff boss, we arrest Tom Cruise in the diner.
Right.
Beginning of the movie.
Right.
And Tom was like the best, most positive, upbeat guy I've ever met.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
you know, he maybe, I don't know, like whatever he does in his personal life, that's fine. But at work, dude, that guy is so solid
Yeah.
and so genuine. And you want to talk about what we talked about earlier, being kind to people. This guy knew everyone's name.
Wow.
You've been on set.
Yeah.
It's a couple hundred people.
Sure.
He knew everyone's name. He would introduce himself to the extras. Like, class act.
Yeah, I'm all about that. By the way, you're 2.5 minutes. You get out of time. Walk.
Let's go.
Go up, I'm out.
Holy crap. I feel like a new man, though.
You do though,
Yeah.
don't you? Rub your skin.
Yeah, it feels
brings-
really weird.
Yeah, rub it hard because it'll bring the blood back. Rub your chest, rub your legs. Now try this.
Oh, hot towel. That's like the cold towel at the end of hot yoga. That's the opposite. Oh, dude, that feels so good. You can feel it tingling.
Right?
Wow, this is awesome, man. No, it wasn't as bad as I was dreading.
Right. Right.
It was kind of funny that when I first got in, I couldn't talk like that. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, kind of weird, right?
I'm an actor. I need to talk. I don't know any stories.
Perfect. Okay, now starts the hypoxia training after the cold plunge. And we're going to put this oxygen mask on him. In the beginning, it's just going to have real oxygen. And then he's going to go into 50% oxygen, like 2.5 times that. And then he's going to go into 12, 13% oxygen. And what we're doing with that is pulling the oxygen away so that when he really needs it and he starts sprinting and we pop that baby up, well, he gets flooded.
And we're on a bike.
And we're on a bike. So here,
All right.
hold that there. I'll get this around your face. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna go into hypoxia, all right?
Phase 2 of DDP's Gauntlet, hypoxia training. The key benefits are it produces higher oxygen levels to the bloodstream, accelerated healing of body tissues, enhanced ability to utilize fat as fuel, and enhanced cognitive function and overall brain health. Begin.
And just keep pedaling like you're going, no real force, but it's gonna go down dramatically here, all right? Try breathing it out your nose. Cool, how's that feel? A little bit higher than that.
Not bad. I can feel it.
All right, well, just keep pedaling. Nice and easy. Turn this down a little bit more. Coming into that minute, it's going to get harder to pedal, and you're going to go into a full-blown sprint for 30, and keep sprinting, and I'll flip that oxygen on and keep going for 15.
Okay.
And then when I say, all right, chill, I'm going to turn it down, make it easy, and then we're going to go back and do it again, but you're only going to go for 20 seconds, and then 10, and then you're going to get the rest for 30 seconds.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back to this, okay? Go. Go. Good. Push it. Try to breathe in and out your nose if you can. 10 more seconds. Come on. 2, now go. Now you got that oxygen, brother. Full blown. Full blown. Push it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Come on, 10 more seconds. Come on. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on, come on, come on. Sprint. That's oxygen now. Come on. Come on. 5 more seconds.
That is so amazing.
When you get that oxygen, it's like euphoria, right?
It's like the best relief ever. Oh, yeah.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Come on.
Oh, my God.
You got one more 20-second 10 and you're done. Then we're just going to be breathing in regular oxygen. Come on, man. 5 more seconds and we're getting euphoria. Come on. 3, 2. Now give me 10 really hard. Come on. Come on. Push it. All that oxygen in there. Push it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Chill out. Chill out. Good trip. Now, just keep breathing that oxygen in. Now, you thought that was challenging.
Yeah.
Wait for this. Now, the goal here is, okay, is to push all of the air out of your stomach, your diaphragm, okay? So just suck your stomach in. That's engaging your obliques and your abdominals. Till you pushed all the air out. And when you push all the air out, and we're going to wait you get down to in the 140s before you can do this.
Okay.
Now look where you went. You went all at the 158
Yeah,
on a sprint. Just take a deep breath and push it all out. Squeeze, 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 squeeze.
Okay.
Inhale. This should come out. And then push it out, push it out, push it out, push it out. Now when you kick it all out, when you push all the air out, raise your right hand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh, that was amazing. Keep it on your thing. You want that. You got 4 times the oxygen, 3 times the oxygen here. See, what he just did was pull the oxygen mask off, think he's going to get more air. We're breathing 20. He's breathing now 50. So it's 2.5 times it, but it's fight or flight. So you pull it off. I've done the same thing.
Okay.
Still 136.
Yeah.
This is like cardio at a different level. And it's warmed up your body. Like you don't even feel cold at all, do you?
Oh, no.
Not at all.
Cold.
Not at all. Cold. He's hot as hell.
Oh, God.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20. It's like he's having, you don't want to tap out. You don't want to tap out. 135. Again, he's pedaling with nothing on, barely pedaling. What a trip, right? But when you get that oxygen, how good does that feel?
Oh, it's amazing.
Amazing, amazing.
Amazing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 26. You've done better every time. 1, 2, 3, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Yes, 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 yes. Here, and what was he breathing? 52% oxygen. Pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. Okay, now I'm gonna take this off, unhook this. Don't say anything yet. Don't say anything. Just wait till I get this music, this shit turned off. Come on, motherfucker.
That was awesome. It was exactly like you described. Miserable, and then awesome. Like, and then it's through the roof great, like euphoric.
Right.
When you, especially when you do in the sprinting, when you click that off, it's instant. Like, oh yes, relief and better.
Right. And again, all of this shit strengthens this shit.
Yeah.
When this shit's strong, this shit can be strong.
That's right.
Your discipline now becomes a habit.
Yeah.
When your discipline becomes a habit, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, now you're owning it again. 50
Yes.
what right now? 50?
Almost 52.
All right, so
Couple months.
again, this is the time, like almost 69, you know what I mean? I know. So, but I started this shit when I was in my 40s, 41, 42. 42 is where DDP Yoga comes from when I break my back. Every time I'm learning at a different level. At 51, I stopped lifting weights. Now we're about to go in there and lift weights.
Lift some weights.
You're gonna see like it's a different style and it's about health.
Yeah.
And health
That's
is
awesome.
wealth, brother. All right.
Yeah.
So let's
Feels good.
let's go to the mat first, and then we'll go from there. Hit them. Flex quads, flex glutes, grab the ball.
Phase 3 of DDP's Gauntlet, DDP Yoga. The key benefits are that it combines cardio, flexibility, and strength training into one workout, burns fat with little to no joint impact, highly effective lower back pain healer, and adaptable to any fitness level. Begin.
Inhale on the touchdown, and let's reach for that right hand, and then reach for the left, and the right, and the left. Bring it down, diamond cutter. Take it back, out to a T, I'll get tension, huddle up, and come right up and up dog. Exhale on the down dog. Ooh, walk the dog. Now here's the thing you haven't seen yet. Exhale, this is stretch and strengthening. Have to do it every single day. One, push it back. See how you're there? Stay there as you lower. Don't bring yourself forward.
Okay.
Lower and hold. That's it. 3, 2, 2. Great job. Exhale, open. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now bring your hand back towards your left foot. Try to take your front foot and do this. Oh, great job, man. You can tell you do this shit. Inhale, walk it back. Out to a T, hook it. Tension. Woo.
Wow.
Roll up that mat.
Oh.
We'll get a little bit on the mat when we finish this, but it'll be mainly stretching out.
Oh, man, that was awesome.
And now we're about to do some chest and bi power cuffs.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, let's start out with flat bench dumbbells. Then what do you want to do?
Let's go with supinated curls.
Supinated curls, that works. I love those. Then I'll go to incline dumbbells.
And we'll hit preacher curls.
Perfect. And lastly, let's do flat bench flies.
All right. And lastly, we'll round it out with some hammers.
Hammer curls. Okay.
Hammer curls.
All right, let's rock and roll. Let's get going.
Ready.
Phase 4 of DDP's Gauntlet, PowerCuffs. The key benefits are building muscle with light weights, reduced joint stress, stimulating muscle-building hormones, and accelerated injury recovery. Begin.
All right, so we're ready to rock and roll one into the other.
And then I'm going to do backups with the 10s.
Yes, yeah. Just at 12. Get 12.
Oh, you got 12?
12, yeah, I've got 12s over there.
All right, all right, all right.
Smart move.
Yep.
Smart move.
Yep. Work smarter, not harder.
Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1. Pause. 2. Pause. 29. Pause. 30. Yeah. Woo. Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Different, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see it. We already got a pump going already, though, bro.
Yeah. Instantly, I regret the 20s.
We got 30. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1. Pause. 2. 29. 30. Shit.
Wow. Oh my God.
Now do you see the difference?
Yeah. I feel like a beast.
You look like a beast. Ready?
Ready.
Take it back. Ready? Ready. Hit it. 1. 19. Plus 20. Good job.
Holy smokes. Oh, shoot.
Hydrate.
12, it's burning. 13, 18, 19, 20.
Just go to this if you're freaking not doing it. If you drop the weights.
Oh, just go to dynamic.
Yep.
Got it. Copy that.
Good job, brother. Good job.
Oh, man.
18, 19, 20.
20.
Oh. Woo. Woo. Oh. 13. 14. 17. 18. 19. 20.
Oh, man.
Did you ever think that 15 pounds could feel so heavy?
No, dude.
One more. Pause. 18. Pause. 19. Pause. 20. Fuck.
Brutal. Awesome. Stay on the same weight or drop?
Just go down to 12 if you want.
I'll try so I can maybe get to 20. Let's see. God, 12 never felt so heavy.
Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 19. 20.
Ooh, that's amazing. That's amazing. There it is, 15. All right, ready?
Crazy how heavy lightweight is.
Yeah, everything's so heavy. Those 12s were killing me.
Yeah.
12s.
Well, you shot it on the fucking 15s, you know?
Yeah.
All right, power up.
Oh, yeah, shit.
You already feel powered up, right?
Yeah, I feel powered up right now.
28. 29. 30.
Woo! Jeez, man.
Woo! 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 6. 27. 28. 29. 30.
Oh, shit.
Pop those 2.5s off.
Holy crap. Sweating bad. This is awesome.
Or sweating good.
Yeah. That's
Is your glass half full, Judd? Or is your glass half empty?
It's half full. I'm sweating good.
Snatch them, brother. 20. Bottom line is lightweight never felt this good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I normally work out lightweight, high reps, but not like this. This is crazy.
Right, grab them. Come on.
20.
Pause. 19. 20. Come on, home stretch. 16. 17. 20. Way to hold it out there, bro. Way to hold it out there, man. Way to hold it out there. That's the whole difference, man.
Yes.
Here and here are two different workouts. 19. 20. And yes, I always do one extra rep. 19. 20.
You got that one.
Put them over here. Pop them mothers.
Pop it, baby, pop it. It's almost like hitting that switch on the oxygen. You know?
We just go like this right now. And you just feel the density of your muscle is going to expand.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I could feel the density growing, man.
Yeah.
29. 30. 29. 30. 31. Oh, motherfucker. Motherfucker. Good job, bro. That's why you want those rubber weights.
Bro.
Down.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Pause. 21 more.
Yeah.
21.
There we go.
Owning this shit.
Oh, yeah.
19. 20. Give me one more. 21!
Oh my God.
How you doing, big man? You're killing it. You snapped it down when you almost tapped out.
Yeah, I was tapped on that last round for sure.
Oh, that was great.
Oh
that was
my
great
God.
shit. 20.
21.
19. 20. One more. 21. 22. 33. 34. 35. 2 more.
It was too late. I was already popping the champagne after the 45.
I get that. 24. 25. You guys
Oh, no.
Oh my God, I'm so burnt. Oh.
Unbelievable. Can't talk much.
You pop them?
Oh, gosh, here we go.
I'll pull that thing off.
I can breathe.
I'll help you with that one. There you go.
Yeah. Almost had that one on the. Oh,
Look at that. Look at that.
left hand's rusty. Here we go. Wait, we gotta pop it first.
Yeah, I got pop it.
That is awesome, man. Oh my God. Bro.
Did I undersell it or what?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. No, you totally did. Dude, this is crazy. What is my heart rate? I gotta check my heart rate. Whew. Bro, I am like, yeah, I feel like I just like, I feel so pumped right now.
You are. Okay, this is, they call it a yoga swing, but it's kind of more than anything. It's like that teeter board where you put your feet in and then you flip yourself upside down and it really elongates your spine. Everything I do is all about elongating the spine.
Yeah.
For this shit right here, and I'll do it this way so you can see it from here, because stay there, Nate. I'm gonna sit in this. So I'm gonna pull this down here. See how I just did this?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna sit back here. Hold here, and you just let yourself slide, and then you do Spider-Man.
Okay.
Now here, when you let go, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'll stay this thing in for a couple of minutes, you know. I might do it twice a day sometimes.
Yeah.
But just really opening up that whole, it's like doing an inversion and not having to stand on your head or do a shoulder stand.
Yeah.
And spread them and slid down. Oh, almost caught me with that boot. There you go. Now let go.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. You can't.
I don't have to hook the toe?
No, you don't have to. You're good.
Okay, ready?
Boom. There you go.
Oh.
Now do you get it?
Yeah.
Now you really want this from here, right here. But it's literally inches, and you'll get it.
Woo. Yeah, it feels good.
You want all that blood rushing to your head for sure, you know what I mean? Yeah. You want to get that elongation of the spine, so now it's traction.
Yeah, it feels great.
And there's no pressure on the ankles or the knees like it would be for some of those teeter boards that do that. I got this, I use it every day.
Wow.
I can't believe you bought one of these for your wife already.
Like 2 or 3 weeks ago?
You bought it for yourself too.
Yeah, I know. Now I did, yeah. Flip it.
Yep, pull yourself up.
It feels good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll come up for a little bit there. You almost stepped right on your glasses, bro. I mean, you were right.
So the secret is I buy cheap ones because I do crap like that all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, come on, let's close it up so Nathan gets the hell out of here. Before we start though, these are my boys' muscle leg, and they don't pay me to say this, but they do give it to me, and I do love this. But I want to see what you think of it.
All right.
And this is egg whites, okay? So 8 ounces is 26 grams of protein.
Nice.
And this is their chocolate mocha. Got to pour one for me, you, and
so there's no
Nathan
mixing.
here. There's what?
No mixing. It's just
it's
comes
right
ready to
there.
roll.
And it comes to you in frozen, like these things are frozen.
Okay.
And then they put it, of course, they pack it in styrofoam, so it lasts a long time.
Nice.
So let's start off with this right here. I'll put it up here. Nathan, here's yours.
Oh yeah. Don't forget
Here's
Nathan.
yours, Judd.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's toast on that. Great stuff, man.
Boom. 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 That's great.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The chocolate mocha and the chocolate caramel are my favorites.
Yeah,
my wife makes ice cream out of this. We have a new protein powder coming out that's a powder form, and it'll probably be out in another couple of months. But we have the demo stuff, so we mix that with the muscle egg, and she makes this ice cream, this protein ice cream. And a
What
jug
does she
is
put
like,
in there? Like,
oh, I don't know exactly.
yeah.
She knows the recipe. I'll get it to you once she's back here. But it's 75 grams of protein, the ice cream thing that she makes, and she'll eat like half one day, half another.
that's awesome. Yeah, this is really good.
So this is my other thing here that I turn on to everybody. Again, now they give them to me, but I don't friggin', they don't pay me to say it. I don't get paid to do shit to do. So there are things I'm sure I will, but not now. And this is called the snacks. I turned you on to this when we were in
No, I haven't heard about this one.
Okay, so this is carnivore snack.
Okay.
And this is their New York strip. I've not tried this one yet.
All right, let's
but
do
I'll
it.
let you be the.
Let's break the seal.
Now, a lot of people think, what's it called? Beef jerky. And calling this beef jerky is like calling DDP yoga.
Right, I got you. All right,
Doesn't even
enough
compare.
said. Oh, snap, look at this. I'll be damned. Oh, wait.
All right, I haven't tried this yet, sir. God.
Man, that's good.
Right?
Yeah, man. I'm ordering both of these.
Pretty wild, right? And it's not cheap, but it is good, boy. It is good.
It's worth it, though. It's good.
I'll break away some of the fat because I don't want all that fat, but it's still good for your, This is also beef, how is it? How did I say it? Grass-fed and grass finish. Now, you know the difference between grass-fed and grass finish?
Nope.
The
I've never even
difference-
heard of grass finish.
Because grass-fed means up till the last month, they can fill your friggin' cow. That last month, you can fill them as much steroids as possible. Because they decided, the government, that we're good for that.
Right.
But grass finish, the cow is raised and dies on grass.
The whole way through.
100%.
That is good.
Have some more. Cold plunge. What was your takeaway?
It was freaking cold. State the obvious, right? The first minute, first 30 seconds or so, brutal. I mean, I was not expecting not to be able to talk.
Right. Yeah, that was funny. You couldn't talk. I'm telling, tell me a story.
My voice, I felt like I just sucked helium. It was, But once I got about 35, 40 seconds in and started talking, I don't want to say I couldn't feel the cold, because I could.
Right.
But mind over matter, man. It was like everyone says, it's really tough mentally, but you've got to overcome here.
Right.
And I'd say, when you told me you've already been here 3 minutes,
right.
Part of me felt like, no, I've been in here 60. Like, this is brutal. But then the other part of me was like, really? We're at 3 minutes? Yeah, I thought it was awesome. It was about as bad as I expected, because I was expecting it to be freaking freezing.
Right. But you got a day
I got
off.
lucky, yeah.
You got a day off, because I could have got you in the 40s.
I was really glad. But yeah, no, and the amazing thing is afterwards, when you feel your skin and the blood starts flowing, dude, I felt great.
Yeah.
Great. It was unbelievable.
That's the takeaway I always take. My buddy Tony Friedman always says, the first 15 seconds, I hate it. But I'm 30 seconds in, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I did it,
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah.
I was too.
Okay, so Hypoxia, bringing the Live O2, man.
Yeah, that one was also, that was kind of a combination of a physical and mental challenge. More mental, because there is that moment, there's a couple moments where you're going, is this safe? Am I going to die? Like, am I going to...
No, it's so weird.
It is.
It's fight or flight, and it's all in your brain.
The moment when you First time I did the inhale, exhale, and hold it.
Right.
Got to the 20 seconds or whatever it was. I didn't know we were continuing. So pure instinct is to rip that sucker off.
Right.
So that one was physically and mentally challenged, but more mental. And I thought it was incredible. Dude, when you flip that switch, it's you nailed it. It's euphoric.
Yeah.
Usually I get that great workout, that rush.
Yeah.
I usually get that about halfway through my workout, the back half.
Right.
The middle to the finish. I feel great. What was so crazy about today was after doing the plunge and the oxygen and the DDP yoga, when we were ready to start the weights, I felt like I normally feel after a workout. Like I could accomplish anything.
Right.
Seriously, like I was feeling good. I was like, let's go. And then I'm struggling with 10 pounds. Like, I wanted to cry like a girl. Yeah.
You can't even say it anymore, because girls are tough as shit.
Well, yeah, you're right.
I cry like a baby. I had to stop myself from doing that too.
You're so right.
Because that's how we grew up. But in the last 20 years, basketball players, I mean, these girls are unbelievable.
Bro,
soccer.
We just talked about Alex Hugo.
Yes. She got up and hit the ball farther than anybody.
She put us all to shame.
Yeah, I mean, it's
totally.
like...
You're completely correct. It's an old expression that I grew up with, but you're right.
Away.
Cried like a baby.
Cried like a baby.
I wanted to cry like a baby with those 10-pounders. But it's so true. Nathan asked me afterwards, he said, what did you think? What's the toughest step or whatever? And really the first two are more of a mental workout.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Like I mentioned, I do those sprints on a bike on Peloton all the time.
Right. Not like that though.
My heart rate goes up to 158 or whatever in 2 minutes. Like, that was insane.
Yeah, not on Peloton on that shit. 'Cause when you add that oxygen in there and you're taking it away, your body's screaming for it.
Yeah.
And to me, every single one of the boys who have concussions should friggin', because the most important muscle we have is our brain.
Our brain. No, totally. You're totally right. But I was telling Nathan, the first two were mental workouts, and they were awesome. And then we got the yoga in, and but that was probably the toughest chest and bicep workout I've ever done.
Isn't that crazy?
With less weight than I've ever done. I mentioned I do light weights, high reps.
Right.
But usually my light weight is a little heavier than what we did in there.
Right.
This felt heavier, and I felt like my arms were going to explode when we were done. Like halfway through, I'm like, oh my gosh, are you getting this? Like I felt like so huge, man. That's awesome. I still feel great. No, it was awesome, man. Everything, top to bottom, incredible.
All right, brother. Appreciate you coming in.
Bang.
Hope you guys enjoyed the Gauntlet with my good buddy Judd Lormand.
Oh, nailed it.
See?
Bang.
Hey.
My man.
Bang.
Good stuff.